We have with us Ray Sturza, who is the current mayor of Kill Devil Hills and is running for re-election on November 8th. Welcome, Ray.
How you doing, Russ?
I'm doing well. Our first question is, you're asking the voters to return you to office as the mayor of Kill Devil Hills. Why should the voters re-elect you as mayor?
Well, I think there's a pretty strong record of accomplishment. Most important to most voters is a stable and steady tax rate, which we've been able to maintain during my tenure as mayor of Kill Devil Hills. And in addition to that, the primary motivation for me, in addition to continuity of leadership, is the fact that in 2013 we have a reval of real estate coming on, and we have set in motion a plan to try and ensure that we get to a revenue neutral tax rate. And so having continuity in leadership is a primary reason I would hope folks would return me to office, along with a record of accomplishment.
The current board voted to support the application of Lowe's. Why was that the correct decision?
Well, it was actually not a decision at all, Russ. The property that is scheduled to be a Lowe's store has been zoned commercial for more than 25 years, and in fact the operation was a permitted use. So it was a correct decision because rights had been vested there, and any decision to the contrary would have put the town in a position to where it likely would have faced costly litigation.
Okay. Kill Devil Hills put beach nourishment on the table last year. Do you support this effort ongoing, and how do you view the early results from the Nag's Head nourishment?
Well, as you know, Russ, we've been at the forefront, and myself, I've been at the forefront of the whole beach nourishment issue since about 1990 when we had the first beach nourishment committee organized. And we are continuing in our efforts. In fact, we're in a permit phase of our own locally preferred project that is the offset of the federal project, not unlike that has been done in South Nag's Head. I think the South Nag's Head project is a very excellent example, an illustration of what shoreline management can do, what beach nourishment can do for a community troubled by beach erosion. And we continue to work toward ours. We were actually deferential to the higher need in Nag's Head when that project was funded, so we're second in line, so to speak.
Okay. Is there any unfinished business from your current term that you would wish to see through if you were re-elected?
There really is, and it's only recently come to light. In the past, I had all the street signs enlarged on US 158 to make them legible. They were side street size blades and letters, and I always thought, maybe we could make the road a little bit safer by enlarging the signs. Now what I realize and what's left undone, and what I really would like the opportunity to tackle, is a safety study of the entire length of the road from Southern Shores all the way to Nag's Head, and let's see if we can't get vehicle movement a little safer out there in that highway. Left undone.
In the time since you were elected, new issues have obviously presented themselves. What do you see as the next big thing requiring your attention?
Oh, I think it'll be the reval issue. I think revaluation and the fluctuation in real estate values and redevelopment. If you look at Kill Devil Hills now, you see sparsely any land left available for development. So the issue will be, how can we fit a regulatory program that for 25 years was geared at directing development of vacant property? How do we address that in terms of redevelopment of places, because the unused land is pretty rare? So revaluation of real estate property and redevelopment of existing property are the two issues I see on the horizon.
Our last question, everybody wants to know about taxes. You've alluded to them a couple of times in your previous answers. Do you see any scenarios where property taxes might need to be raised during the course of your next term?
I do not at this time. The only thing, the intangible that we have in all of our communities is the revenue sharing formula. In the event one of our neighboring communities chooses to raise their rates significantly higher, we have to, quote, defend the revenue And sometimes it becomes necessary for us to make an increase simply to not allow us to become trailers, so to speak, in the revenue race for revenue sharing.
Okay, very good. Okay. We've just finished talking to Mayor Ray Sturza, the incumbent mayor of Kill Devil Hills, who is running for re-election on November 8th. Ray, thank you for coming.
My pleasure, Russ.
Okay.